tic-tac-toe. A winner. A winner.
Well, just like Nancy said, we've got another winner today with NVIDIA popping off. Of course, Tesla ran some more. Congratulations again if you held it. In yesterday's video, it would have been so easy for me to come out and say, guys, it's gotten too hot. This thing's going to slow down, but I didn't. I told you that we had this area of 238, 239 that it seemed destined to hit. We opened around that price and climbed from there. Now I'm going to give you guys a new chart for Tesla, and I'm going to lay out my exact game plan moving forward. I do believe that we're coming to the end of the run here. We're going to get there perhaps Friday, Monday, or Tuesday, but I want to tell you guys exactly what my game plan is because it is absolutely proven this week again that you want to be holding on to your winners. Now, in the Discord on Monday, I alerted that NVIDIA was chopping it up, but looking like it was getting ready to make an explosive move. And that alert was too early. But today's alert in the Stocks with Josh Discord, I said, guys, it's go time. And it appeared to me that a lot of that winnings of Tesla, profit taking on Tesla today going into the long weekend was just rolling over into NVIDIA at the latter half of the day, causing it to absolutely break out on the 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour chart. It was looking really good. We're going to have to look at that chart as well. And I got to congratulate Nancy. Obviously, she's a big buyer of NVIDIA, and apparently that's what caused the breakout today. At least some have speculated. The news that she has loaded up and bought some more NVIDIA going into this year. I'm going to get into that news story and the chart there in just a minute. Got to talk about Bitcoin again. I gave you guys the caution in yesterday's video that Bitcoin was potentially rolling over. I got a ton of questions based on what appeared to be my bearishness. I'm going to answer some of those for you guys today, but we did see that drop down, and I mentioned my micro strategy put that I had alerted in the Stocks with Josh Discord. I mentioned in that video that by the end of the day, each of those put options was up $1,000. Well, by this morning, they were up $2,600 each. It's expensive to trade the options on MicroStrategy, but when they move in the direction that you want or expecting them to move, they can be very, very profitable. And I think there's still room to the downside, but I'm going to give you the path of Bitcoin in this video as well. And at the end, I'm going to give you guys a bonus play that's not quite ready. It's almost ready for a proper trade entry. I'm going to share that with you guys at the end, but I got to go quickly because I got a lot to pack into this video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys joining me today. This is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you, all the hundreds of you that hit the like the minute the video pops open. If you're new to this page, hit the subscribe, join us. I'm giving out technical analysis, making trade calls, and commentary on this market each and every day. Hit the like and subscribe and join this community. But where am I giving out the most technicals, the most analysis, and the most trade shows? Well, that's the ChartGoat University, the Stocks with Josh community. Let me just share a couple of the wins from the community today. No-handed bandit riding the NVIDIA rocket up today, getting a 200% gain. Then we've got Sniper making some pretty good calls himself in the Discord. We've got a lot of great traders in there. He was up on his Tesla, posted a gain of 226% from yesterday to today. And then the alert for Alcoa, ticker AA, Jan Meet Samal had a nice little 30% pickup gain on those. Now, those options actually went up way more, depending on which ones you played. I got into a couple of them. One of them was up 200%, the other one was up 70%, and it was definitely time to scale going into this morning because we pushed up throughout the day. We're going to do it again Friday when the market opens, but let's get into today's charts because that's how we get our trade setups by doing the TA. Let's get into those plays. We're going to kick things off here with Bitcoin. One of the number one questions I got yesterday based on the bearishness that I shared that the charts were showing me, it's not that I'm bearish on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's great, but the charts were signaling some serious bearishness, and we saw that follow through today. But one of the biggest questions that I got was, Joshua, was the top that we just got at around 74K, was that the top for this cycle? And I just want everybody to pump your brakes on getting that bearish? The answer is absolutely no. We are still early in the crypto cycle. I'm expecting us to be on our way back to all-time highs by December of this year, and I believe that the altcoin season will officially begin in December of this year. And so we have a lot of room and opportunity ahead of us. I do believe that we've got a couple months here, likely maybe 6 weeks, in which we're going to process a down move. I'll take you into that chart in a minute, but we're just simply going to gather the momentum again going into the tail end of this year, where our alts and Bitcoin will go back up. And even more importantly, I want to share this particular chart with you guys that shows how many days after the halving event before Bitcoin ultimately peaks. That's right around 547 days, which would put us all the way out to October of 2025. So largely, we're going to see a pretty big move between Bitcoin and the alts between the latter half of this year and October of 2025. And so there's a ton of opportunity to make a lot of money in this crypto cycle ahead. So don't get that mixed up and don't get too bearish on that. We're simply coming back from having an explosive move out of the winter. And all that I really think that is happening right now is we're simply having a longer pullback digestion. It could be that the time in which Bitcoin shot up sooner than the halving is simply going to play out by it bleeding off and getting back on track in the crypto cycle timeframes. That's kind of what I'm expecting at the moment. So we're simply enduring a longer pullback. That's all that's happening. All right, here are the critical levels I want you guys to be keeping an eye on. This confirms bearish when we open and close a daily candle beneath 59. If that happens and we break this descending line of support that we're currently stair-stepping down on, it's only when we get to 59 that the floor essentially breaks down and we'll get that bigger move. And yes, I've got 49 on the chart as a max pain scenario. I also believe that it's very possible that we could only go as low as 53, but I do believe that 59 is the area that you guys want to watch for a downward confirmation. And I want to remind you guys that's also going to play into the Bitcoin stocks like MicroStrategy and the miners. If we get that break of 59K on Bitcoin, those are going to suffer a lot. And my MicroStrategy's put is going to print. We're going to get possibly 10K an option on that baby if we were to get all the way down to 49. And I want to remind you guys, because I know that some people have ears to hear things a certain way. What it means for it to break is not for it to press through intraday and then rebound over. That's actually respecting the $59,000 level. For it to break is for it to press through on price, okay, and then the following day to open and then go lower and close a candle beneath 59. That means that the price has broken. And for bigger moves, you want to see 2 daily candles to confirm an absolute breakdown of price. That tells you that you can guarantee an acceleration in selling that would bring us down to that $55,000, $53,000 level. And so that's what it means to break. Touching it isn't a break. All right, let's jump right into Tesla. All right, I want to go through the chart this week. And I talked about it yesterday. I said, guys, this curl up, this price compression, and this breakout move wasn't going to end early, and maybe even a 100% move from the recent low of $140. So the next target on Tesla is 254. Now we do have to expect some form of price move digestion, and so I've marked some important levels here. My target that I gave when we closed above 215, so in the Discord, I told everybody when we pushed above 215, I said, guys, this is going to go to 239, and that's exactly what we got. We've gotten gap up days here. Now we're above 239, which means that the new target is 254. But I am expecting some digestion right at this level that we need to watch out for, some form of a flag pattern that will then push us up to 254. And here's how I'm going to play it. So there are 2 areas where I'm going to be watching to hedge my position. I'm not going to sell a single Tesla share. I'm only going to be looking to hedge my position on Tesla moving forward. Now, the hedges are either going to be at 254, which I think is going to be a tough level for Tesla to break. And so I will be watching, not automatically taking the 254 level. I want to see it come up, and I want to see a rejection candle. I want to point out that none of these candles are rejection candles. It's one of the reasons why I knew that Tesla was going to go higher, and one of the reasons why I believe that Tesla is still going higher is because we've yet to get a rejection candle at any of these price points or these trend lines. Now, the area where I will be watching to take a hedge is either going to be at 254 or 235. If 235, if we get a pullback to 235 and we open up a candle beneath 235, I'm going to take a hedge for the move down. Where is support? Largely, the biggest area of support is back at 206, but there's also support back here at 215. Tesla's been an absolute winner, and I know that a lot of you guys have made a lot of money this week. I'm seeing it talked about in the Discord left and right, and Tesla's going to continue to be a winner for us in the long run. You guys have heard my thoughts on Tesla. Now, we have the opportunity, as it's moved up, to continue to carry our shares forward as high as Tesla wants to go right now, but we do want to be sober-minded. I've given you guys the trend lines, and we're going to be watching for a reversal to hedge inputs my long-term share position. Let's talk about NVIDIA really quickly. Let me share a news story we got on that today. So yes, mid-morning we got breaking. The queen of insider trading, Nancy Pelosi, just filed new stocks to trade. She bought $5 million worth of call options in Broadcom, AVGO, and that's going to be a stock I'm going to be covering in my next video, and another $1.2 million of NVIDIA. So she is doubling up on NVIDIA. Now, interestingly, she sold $500,000 of Tesla. So was that a good call? I don't know. She obviously was taking some Tesla and rolling it into NVIDIA because she had high conviction on NVIDIA. And I think that the NVIDIA story is by no means over. Not only was Nancy doing it, but a lot of people were cashing out of their Tesla wins in options, and they were turning around and rolling them right into NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA is in an interesting spot. It's obviously had a pump today, and so it's confirmed a breakout. And I'm going to give you guys the areas in the chart where we need to be cautious and where I think it's ultimately going to go. Let's check that out. Okay, I've got a couple bears and some smiley eyes on the chart for you guys today. We want to see a continuation on Friday of NVIDIA that's going to push us a little bit higher over 127. 127, guys, is resistance. And so even though we've come up over that price, the fact is that on Friday morning we could pull back beneath it, and it would change the momentum perspective on NVIDIA in the short term. In the long term, if we push higher to around 129, I would expect that we would chop it up between 129 and 127. And if we ultimately respect the 127 level, then I would say that NVIDIA has a high chance of hitting 132. On the alternative, if on Friday 127 gets rejected and by the end of the day we can't get a candle back above 127, then we're going to obviously come back and chop it up around 122. Now, the reason why I've got two bears on the chart is that if we lost 127, the up move to 132 is over. If we lose 122, then we are obviously going to be on a longer downturn where real support exists back at 111, where I think more bigger players are going to be motivated to go long. We are still seeing some profit taking on NVIDIA, which makes a ton of sense. If 127 holds, we've got a clear path to 132. And here's a thought I want to leave with you guys regarding NVIDIA. There's a lot of people that always try, when stocks are going down, to catch a V-shaped bottom for a reversal move up. And there are some bearish folks that when a stock peaks and goes up, they're trying to catch an inverse V for some cataclysmic fall down. And I'm just going to tell you that isn't really the way that stocks move. Stocks move according to moving averages, which means that we're going to stair-step our way down or stair-step our way up. The overall trend for NVIDIA right now is still bullish. And so if you get caught up on an intraday scalp trade that loses, you can rest assured that we have not confirmed a larger bearish move. And even if we were to come down to 111, Overall, that would be a buying opportunity for an extension of the NVIDIA play in 2024, especially as we get closer to NVIDIA's next earnings. You're going to see Wall Street pile back in to give them the benefit of the doubt. Even though we've had some red candles on NVIDIA, I would just say that that was a result of the stock becoming overheated and the expectation that it would cool off. And as soon as it cools off and heats back up again, like we saw today, you'll see money piling back into NVIDIA, just like we saw with Nancy Pelosi. All right, let me give you guys the bonus play for Friday. Now, this, again, isn't ready for entry, right? If we were to enter the position as I see it unfolding, we might be getting in too early. We want to show a lot of patience, but the technicals are standing out to me, and I'm going to put it on your radar because I'm definitely going to be alerting this one in the Stocks with Josh Discord, as well as the Stock Squad Discord. I'm going to be alerting this one in the coming days. On top of it, I even had a conversation with Stock Up with Larry Jones because he was looking at the exact same play. And so him and I, whenever we have a conversation on any stock, we tend to make money as we process it together. What play is that? Well, it's Eli Lilly. Now, Eli Lilly, similar to NVIDIA, has been an extremely bullish play. It's gone up $140 roughly in the last 30 days. But we are getting near some pretty intense areas of resistance, and we could be looking for a little bit of a pullback towards the second half of July, and I'm going to show you guys in the charts why I think that's so. Now, again, this is pump your brakes. Don't load into puts on Friday. I'm going to show you what we're watching for. We're going to do the TA, and we're going to trade the charts. Price is truth. Let's check it out. Since mid-February to this point in the year, this thing has absolutely been losing momentum, even though price has been accelerating to the upside. That's the big picture view over months, but even if we come into the local view, we're having even stronger bearish divergence. Right here, we've got momentum clearly falling, while in the final days of this price move, price was clearly climbing. Now, on the daily time frame, but not the weekly, we've got an early sell signal, and that sort of accounts for these two candles. The LUXALGO is showing a take profit just a little bit higher at 921. That's a level 2 take profit, which means it was their high-end expected move for Eli Lilly. And so I'm going to be looking for a price point to come back to this level of 920 or greater to be entering some puts with the expectation that this would come back to around the 860 price range. And these puts are expensive. You don't have to trade in the money, but I do believe that this stock is signaling some sort of a price move down or a cool off stage that could pull the price back even $100, but it's not quite ready yet, but it's getting very close. Entry is so important. Patience is so important because you can get emotional when you get into a trade at the wrong time. Even though you might be right about which direction it's going to go, you might be in it at the wrong time, and then you end up panic selling and you're out of your position at a loss, and then exactly what you expected it would do, it turns around and does, and everybody's celebrating the winnings, but you're not part of the party. And I know that you guys have experienced it because so have I. And so I want to take my time with the Eli Lilly trade, and even if I miss it, that's okay. I want to try to get into it when we're back up on some green candles because of the bearish divergence in the overall momentum in that RSI. But we do need to keep in mind that one of the reasons why I believe that we'll actually come back to the all-time high price, because we're still in the top half of the RSI, and on the larger time frames, we still have buy signals. So we want to potentially enter some puts here in the next couple weeks. I will alert it in the Stocks with Josh Discord. And on that note, let me show you guys an interesting channel in the Stocks with Josh Discord that also contributes to my idea of a coming bearish moment for Eli Lilly. Let's go check that out. So in the Discord, I've got a channel called Crystal Ball, which gives signal alerts for folks like Nancy Pelosi and other insider buying and insider selling. And today we got another signal of insider selling at Eli Lilly. Now, just one signal isn't that big of a deal, but if you go back through time, you see that we got other signals repeatedly. Here's one, here's another, here's another, here's another, here's another, here's another. So somebody's been, here's another, 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 here's another. You guys can see there's been actually some pretty strong insider selling on Eli Lilly as we're at the top of the range, just beneath $1,000 practically. This thing has gotten extremely hot and people want to take profit when it's up, not down. And so I am expecting a downturn. Doesn't mean we want to rush into it. We want to get confirmation. I'll give more confirmation on that play in the Discord. But I wanted you guys to see that with your own eyes because it does give a sense of confidence to the fact that this might be cooling off pretty soon. All right, guys, that's it for today. I wish you a wonderful, restful little vacation here on your day off tomorrow. Hopefully, you guys aren't working. We're going to hit it again Friday morning. I may put out a couple less videos this week about taking some extra time off with my family. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for dropping a comment. Hit that subscribe to make sure you don't miss these important technical analysis videos and stock plays that have the opportunity to make good money. Guys, let's do it together. Stock Josh fam, peace and blessings. Take care.